stop. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another sound in the background of your busy life, another video to pass the time. I have orchestrated this very moment, pulling you away from the noise of the world to speak a truth that your soul has been crying out for in the dark. This message is not for everyone. It is specifically for the one who feels a wall building up inside a coldness that has begun to settle where there used to be fire. I see you, my child. I see the way you have been bracing yourself against the storms, trying to protect what is left of your spirit by building a fortress of stone around your heart. You think you are staying safe, but you are actually becoming a prisoner of your own defense. This is your divine appointment, a sacred interruption designed to stop the hardening before it becomes permanent. Listen closely, for my voice is whispering directly into the depths of your weariness, calling you back to the life you are meant to live. Do not treat these words as mere suggestions or a comforting melody. This is a divine decree, a spiritual surgery intended to reach the places where you have grown numb and distant. If you feel your heart is drying up, if you feel like the joy has been drained out of your days and replaced by a heavy gray indifference, then this message is your lifeline. I am coming to you as the great physician, ready to perform a miracle that no human hands can achieve. You have been carrying the weight of the world, and in your struggle to survive, you have allowed fear to dictate the rhythm of your soul. But I am here to tell you that the hardening must end today. If you ignore this call, you risk settling into a state of existence where you can no longer feel my touch or hear my guidance. This is the moment of your turning the hour, where the old ways of self-protection are stripped away to make room for my sovereign power. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing and the restoration I'm about to release over you, I need you to declare your presence in this sanctuary of spirit. Do not remain a silent observer while the gates of heaven are swinging open for you. Declare your readiness to receive this spiritual transformation right now. I want you to type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 in the comments below. This is not just a digital interaction, it is a spiritual marker, a signal to the heavens that you are standing in the gap for your own soul. By doing this, you are opening the doors of your heart to the fire of my love. Do it now as an act of faith, for when you move toward me, I move with overwhelming force toward you. This is your seal, your first step out of the shadows and into the light of my promise. As you prepare your spirit for the deeper revelations I have for you, I invite you to join this family of believers who seek my face daily. Reach out and press the like button right now, not as a gesture for a platform, but as a physical act of agreement with the words I am speaking into your life. When you like this message, you are signaling to the spiritual realm that you are in total alignment with my will. And I call you to subscribe to this journey, to make this your new rhythm of life where you are fed by my truth every single day. This is how you build a life that is unshakable. Join us and let this community be the soil where your new heart begins to grow. Your agreement today releases the momentum that will carry you through the breakthrough that is coming. I want to show you the difference between the heart of stone you have been forced to wear and the heart of flesh I created you to carry. A heart of stone is heavy. It is a burden that makes every step feel like a mountain climb. It is a heart that has been calloused by betrayal, scarred by loss, and frozen by the fear of being hurt again. It is a heart that survives but does not live. But a heart of flesh is soft, vibrant, and attuned to the whispers of my spirit. It is a heart that can feel joy again, a heart that is flexible enough to handle the blessings I want to pour into it. You were never meant to be a statue of endurance. You were meant to be a vessel of life. I am going to take that cold, rigid stone and melt it away with the heat of my unconditional love. Prepare yourself, for the surgery of the soul begins now, and by the time we are finished, you will breathe a breath of freedom you haven't known in years. Stay with me until the very final word of this message is spoken, for I am not merely speaking to your ears. I'm speaking to the very marrow of your bones and the hidden depths of your spirit. If you lean in now and allow my presence to saturate the very atmosphere of the room where you are sitting, I promise you 5 undeniable shifts that will manifest within your physical and spiritual being before this divine encounter concludes. First, that suffocating weight upon your chest, the heavy, invisible pressure you have carried for so long that it has become your constant shadow, will begin to dissolve like mist before the rising sun. You have been breathing shallowly, as if oxygen itself was a luxury you could no longer afford. But as you listen to the cadence of my voice, you will feel your lungs expand with the fresh air of heaven, and the tightness that has gripped your heart will finally let go. The second shift will occur in the sanctuary of your mind. The thick, gray fog that has clouded your thoughts, making every simple decision feel like an exhausting walk through a blinding storm, will be swept away by the sovereign wind of my spirit. This brain fog, this mental exhaustion that has made you feel lost, even in familiar places, is being replaced at this very moment by a sharp, divine clarity. You will no longer stumble in the darkness of confusion. Instead, you will see your path illuminated with a light that reveals the next steps of your destiny with perfect precision. Third, I am restoring your spiritual senses. The numbness that has made you feel as though I am a million miles away is breaking. By the end of this journey, your ability to feel my love and hear my gentle guidance will return with such intensity that you will know without a shadow of a doubt that I have never left your side. Furthermore, the fourth miracle I'm performing within you is the replacement of your rigid survival-based reactions with a fluid and supernatural wisdom. For years, you have functioned in a state of high alert, making decisions out of fear and the desperate need to protect yourself from further pain. But as the stone in your heart softens, you will find yourself moving with a new, flexible grace. You will respond to life's challenges, not with the brittleness of a statue, but with the strength of a living, breathing warrior of peace. And finally, the most precious gift of all, an irrational peace. A peace that surpasses all human understanding and defies all logic will descend upon you and envelop your entire household. It is a peace that does not depend on the numbers in your bank account or the opinions of those who have misunderstood you. It is the peace of my presence, the quiet confidence that I am God, and I have already won the battle for you. Do not allow the enemy of your soul to whisper that you are too busy or that you have heard this all before. Those distractions are merely signs of how much the darkness fears the soft, powerful heart you are about to reclaim. Every second you spend dwelling in this message is a brick being removed from the fortress of isolation you have built around yourself. By the time we reach the final seal of this prophecy, you will not be the same person who began this video. You will stand taller, your eyes will shine with a renewed hope, and you will walk with the authority of the truly chosen. The invitation is open, the spiritual surgery is already in progress, and the outcome is guaranteed by my own hand. Your heart is being prepared for a harvest of joy that will overflow into every corner of your existence. Stay, listen, and watch as I turn your stone into flesh and your fear into a fierce, unshakable faith. I see the way your body has become a map of your internal battles, was a physical testament to the silent wars you have been fighting. You wake up with a heaviness in your neck and shoulders that sleep cannot cure, a chronic tension that feels like you are carrying an invisible yoke of iron designed to keep your head bowed. Your breath has become shallow, a series of short, restricted gasps, as if you are afraid to let life truly into your lungs, as if the very air of my world is a threat to the fragile peace you have tried to maintain. And there, right in the center of your chest, you feel it, a cold, hard weight that sits like a jagged stone, making every heartbeat feel labored and heavy. This physical exhaustion is not just about a lack of rest. It is the physical manifestation of a heart that is closing itself off to the world. You have lived in a state of high alert for so long that your muscles have forgotten how to relax, and your frame has become rigid, mimicking the walls you have built around your soul to keep the pain from coming in. Your mind has become a fortress of skepticism, guarded by silent walls and reinforced by years of disappointment. You find that you can no longer cry even when the pain is overwhelming and the grief is thick. The tears seem to have dried up behind a massive dam of emotional numbness that you mistake for strength. You look at the smiles of others and see only potential betrayal, your internal monologue becoming a constant stream of cynicism that whispers that nothing good will ever truly last for you. You are constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, living in a perpetual state of when not, if something goes wrong. The dreams you once held so dearly, the visions of a life filled with purpose and passion, have faded into the background, replaced by the gray static of a survivalist mindset. You have stopped hoping because hope feels like an invitation to be hurt, and so your heart has grown hard to shield itself from the possibility of another shattered expectation. This hardening has bled into the very fabric of your daily life, creating a cycle of isolation that feels more like a prison than a sanctuary. You find yourself pushing away the very people who try to love you, viewing their offers of help as a sign of weakness or a debt you cannot afford to owe. You have convinced yourself that you are better off alone, that no one can truly understand the depth of your struggle, and so you withdraw further into the shadows of your own making. Even when you try to pray, it feels as though your words are hitting a ceiling of lead. I feel like a distant memory rather than a present reality. You are operating in a perpetual survival mode where every action is a defensive move. Every interaction is a calculation of risk, and the joy of spontaneous living has been replaced by the cold, mechanical process of simply getting through the day. You are surviving, my child, but you are not truly alive. Do not allow these signs to discourage you for the fact that you recognize them. Now is the first crack in the stone. You are not too far gone, and the wall is not too thick for my light to penetrate. It is time to call upon the only force that can melt what is frozen and break what is rigid. I want you to perform an act of spiritual defiance right now. Type this into the comments: Divine Fire, cover me now. This is not a mere comment. It is a seal of your intention, a cry for the fire of my love to descend and consume every layer of hardness that has kept you bound. As you do this, tap the like button with a heart of expectation. This like is your signature of agreement with heaven. Agreement releases momentum, and momentum creates the breakthrough you have been starving for. Let the digital world witness your claim to freedom. I saw you in those quiet moments when the world was asleep and you felt the utter weight of your own coldness. I saw you trying to force a smile for those around you while feeling absolutely nothing, inside but a hollow ache. I saw the moments you chose silence over vulnerability because you didn't have the strength to explain the wall that was growing between you and the rest of the world. You are not behind in life, and you are not breaking. You are being rebuilt from the inside out. This season of hardness was a reaction to a world that was too harsh, but it is not your identity. You were created to be soft, to be filled with my joy, my peace, and my creativity. The stone is not who you are. It is just a shell, and today that shell is beginning to crumble under the weight of my glory. Understand that this process of hardening was actually an attempt to save yourself. You are not a bad person for feeling this way, and you are not spiritually weak because you became cynical. You are simply a child trying to survive a war you were never meant to fight alone. But the war is over, and I am the victor. You can afford to be soft now because I am your shield. You can afford to breathe deep because I am your atmosphere. The symptoms you feel are simply the indicators that your soul is ready for a change, ready to move from the defensive posture of a victim to the triumphant stance of the victor. Your scars are not your end. They are your credentials for the new level of authority I am placing upon you. Prepare your spirit, for we are moving deeper into the science of your heart's transformation. Listen to me carefully, for I'm about to dismantle the lies you have told yourself about your own nature. You have begun to believe that this coldness is who you are, that you have simply become a person with a distant soul and a frozen heart. But I tell you today, this rigidity is not your identity. It is a sophisticated defense mechanism born from the fires of your past. You're not a cold person. You're a person who has been under a long-term siege of fear. When a forest is threatened by a harsh winter, the sap retreats to the center of the tree to survive. That is what you have done. You haven't lost your warmth. You have hidden it to keep it from being extinguished by the world. I want you to stop judging yourself for the wall you built. It was your attempt to survive when you felt I was silent. But that wall, while it kept the enemies out, has also kept my blessings from reaching the center of your being. It is time to understand that your hardness is not a character flaw. It is a spiritual response to a trauma that I am now reaching down to heal. In the realm of the spirit, fear and love act as opposing forces upon the fabric of your soul. Fear is like an Arctic wind. It causes every cell of your being to contract, to tighten, and to calcify. This is why you feel that physical tension in your jaw and chest. Fear demands that you become unbreakable, but in the process of trying to be unbreakable, you have become brittle. A statue can stand against a storm, but it cannot grow. I did not create you to be a monument of endurance. I created you to be a garden of life. Love, my love, acts as the ultimate solvent. It is the heat that enters the crystalline structures of your fear and melts them back into a fluid state. When I say that I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, I am speaking of a spiritual physics. Love is power because it allows you to be malleable. When you are soft in my hands, you are not weak. You are in the most powerful state a human can achieve. You are ready to be shaped into a vessel of destiny. You must reframe your understanding of what it means to be soft. The world has told you that softness is a liability, that to be open is to be a victim. But I say to you that true softness is the ultimate authority. Think of the water that flows in a river. It is soft, yet it can carve through the hardest granite over time. It does not break because it flows around obstacles. It is the rigid tree that snaps in the gale while the flexible blade of grass survives. Your heart of flesh is your greatest weapon in the coming season. When you are soft, you can hear my whispers. When you are soft, you can feel the shifts in the spiritual atmosphere and move before the enemy can strike. You are not losing your strength by letting down your guard. You are gaining my strength. I am the potter, and you are the clay. If the clay is hard and dry, it can only be broken. But when it is moist and yielding, it can be fashioned into something of infinite value. Allow me to breathe my spirit into the dry places of your heart, right now, turning your self-protection into divine provision. We are not fighting people, and we are not fighting the circumstances that caused your heart to harden. We are dealing with the residue of those battles, the spiritual doors that were left open, and the patterns that have locked you into a cycle of self-preservation. I'm teaching you to recognize that your current state of survival mode is actually an invitation to trust my sovereignty. Every time you choose to breathe deeply and let go of the need to control the outcome, you are performing an act of spiritual warfare. You are declaring that I am your protector. This shift from fear to love is the most significant upgrade your soul will ever receive. It is the moment you move from being a victim of your past to a victor over your future. Feel the shift happening even as I speak. The ice is cracking, the stone is warming, and the spirit of love is reclaiming the territory that fear tried to steal. You are becoming malleable, you are becoming powerful, and you are becoming exactly who I intended you to be. Here, my decree for it is the anchor that will hold you steady while the walls of your old self crumble. I have seen the burden of your stone heart, how it has become a cold, impenetrable weight that blocks the flow of my life within you. But I am the creator of all things, and I do not merely patch up what is broken. I provide a total restoration. Listen to the promise I am breathing into your spirit. Right now, I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit within you. I will reach into the very depths of your being and remove that heart of stone, that rigid mass of fear and disappointment, and in its place, I will plant a heart of flesh, soft living and beating in perfect rhythm with my own. This is not a metaphor. This is a spiritual transplant that is happening at this very moment because you have chosen to listen to my voice and step into my presence. You are not being asked to change yourself. You are being asked to yield to the change maker. To accomplish this divine operation, I am deploying a celestial mechanism, the 7 rounds of divine fire. You might wonder why such intensity is required, or why the heat of my presence must rise. It is because the stone casing around your soul is not a single, simple layer. It is a complex fortress built of multi-generational patterns, personal traumas, and the subtle lies you have accepted as truth. Each of the 7 rounds acts as a focused strike from the hammer of my word, targeting the specific fault lines in your armor. 7 is the number of my divine completion and perfect rest. By the time we complete these rounds, the work will be finished. Not a single fragment of that old, suffocating stone will remain. Do not be afraid of the heat, for it is the heat of a father's embrace, designed only to burn away the chains that have kept you from your destiny. This living promise of a new spirit is now your primary weapon. When the darkness tries to tell you that you are too far gone or that your heart has become permanently calloused, you must remember that I am the master potter. If the clay has become hard, I know exactly how to apply the water of my spirit and the fire of my word to make it pliable again. This scripture is not just words on a page. It is a spiritual law that overrides the laws of your past. You are being upgraded. You are being re-engineered for joy. The hammer is raised and the fire is prepared. This is the moment where the you that was shaped by fear dies, and the you that was designed by my love is born. Stand firm in this truth, for the transition is no longer coming, it is here. I am the one who speaks light into the darkness and order into the chaos. Just as I spoke the world into existence, I am now speaking life into the dead places of your heart. You have been an observer for too long, watching others receive their breakthroughs, while you felt locked behind a wall of indifference. That wall is an illegal structure in my kingdom. I am issuing the demolition order today. Each round of fire we are about to enter is a step toward your ultimate freedom. You will feel the tension leave your body, you will feel the air return to your lungs, and most importantly, you will feel the warmth of my love penetrating the deepest chambers of your soul. The anchor is dropped, the foundation is set, and the fire is ready to fall. Prepare your spirit, for the first round of the demolition of stone begins now. Look up, my child. Lift your gaze beyond the horizon of your immediate struggles, for you have been staring at the dust for far too long. You have been so consumed by the mountain of bills, the echoes of past trauma, and the giants that loom in your path, that you have forgotten the vastness of the heavens I have stretched out above you. I am calling you to a higher vantage point. Stop measuring your life by the lack you see or the pain you feel. These are but temporary shadows in the light of my eternal glory. When you fix your eyes on the problem becomes your God. But when you fix your eyes on me, the problem shrinks into its true insignificance. I am shifting your focus from the horizontal to the vertical. I am pulling you out of the maze of how and when and bringing you into the sanctuary of who I am. Can you feel the shift? The higher you look, the less power the world has to pull you down. Your perspective is the doorway to your peace, and today I am changing your view forever. I issue a divine decree over your environment right now. Shift your atmosphere. I command every spirit of heaviness and every cloud of anxiety to dissipate in the presence of my holiness. This room, this moment, is being consecrated as a place of encounter. I want you to take a deep, intentional breath. Breathe in my sovereign authority, the power that sustains galaxies and men's broken hearts. As you exhale, release the exhausting need to protect yourself. Let go of the armor that has become a cage. You have spent so much energy trying to be your own shield, but I am telling you now, step behind me. I am your shield and your exceeding great reward. Breathe out the self-reliance that has hardened your heart, and breathe in the effortless grace that I am pouring out. There is no need for you to strive here. In this stillness, my authority becomes your peace. The atmosphere is changing because your focus has moved from your weakness to my strength. You are no longer looking at the wall. You are looking at the one who can walk through it. Understand that the hardness of your heart was a result of looking down and looking inward. When you look at your own wounds, you see only the scars. When you look at my hands, you see the power that redeemed them. This vertical alignment is not a mental exercise. It is a spiritual repositioning. You are being seated with me in heavenly places, far above every principality and power that has sought to keep you bound in fear. From this height, the giants that terrified you look like ants. The doors that seemed locked are revealed to be already open from my perspective. I'm training your eyes to see what I see. I'm training your spirit to respond to my frequency, not the frequency of this world. Stay in this posture of alignment. Do not let your gaze wander back to the wreckage behind you. The fire is coming, but before it falls, you must be looking at the flame giver. You are being calibrated for a miracle. Rest in this alignment, for the ground you stand on is now holy, and the focus you maintain is the key to the victory that is about to manifest. The time has come for the atmosphere to catch fire with the holiness of my presence. We are entering the sacred furnace of transformation, where the old is consumed to make way for the eternal. This is not a gentle pat on the back. This is a divine demolition of the structures that have held your soul hostage. I'm releasing the 7 rounds of divine fire, and with each round, a specific layer of the stone that encases your heart will be shattered, pulverized, and blown away by the wind of my spirit. Do not shrink back from the heat, for it is the heat of a refiner who loves you too much to leave you in a state of hardening. This fire is your friend. It is the light that reveals the gold hidden beneath the rock. Prepare yourself, for the first strike is descending now, and the sound of breaking chains will be the only melody you hear as we begin this holy work. Round 1, breaking the spirit of self-preservation. My child, I see the contract you signed in the secret places of your soul, in the dark hours after you were hurt, when you whispered to yourself, I will never let them in again. I will never be this vulnerable again. I will protect myself because no one else will. I tell you today that contract is an illegal document in my kingdom. I am the only one authorized to be your protector. This spirit of self-preservation has not kept you safe. It has only kept you isolated. It has turned your heart into a fortress of ice. I declare right now I break the contract you signed with isolation in the name of safety. I break the vows you made to hide your light from the world. I break it, I break it, I break it. The walls of your self-made prison are crumbling under the weight of my sovereign decree. You no longer need to be the architect of your own defense. Listen to the sound of the shell cracking. You have lived with your teeth clenched and your spirit on high alert for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to simply be. But now, feel the tension in your jaw beginning to release. Let the muscles soften. Let the grinding of your spirit cease. I am removing the heavy armor that has become a burden you can no longer carry. Feel the physical weight lifting off your chest as I dismantle the spirit of self-preservation. It is a lie that told you that you were alone, but I have always been the one standing in the gap for you. I seal this first round with the blood of the Lamb. It is done. The spirit of isolation is evicted. You are safe in the hollow of my hand. Sealed. Round 2, dismantling the wall of cynicism. There is a voice inside you that has become a constant bitter companion, the voice of the cynic. It is the voice that mocks your hope, the voice that tells you that every blessing is a trap and every act of kindness has a hidden motive. This cynicism is a layer of stone that has dulled your ability to see my beauty. It has convinced you that realistic means pessimistic. I revoke the voice of the cynic that has become your internal monologue. I silence the whispers of doubt that have polluted your vision. Light pierces the darkness of your skepticism. Right now, I strike the wall of cynicism with the hammer of my truth. I break it, I break it, I break it. Your eyes were created to see miracles, not just problems. Your ears were designed to hear my promises, not the echoes of your past disappointments. As this fire burns through the layers of what if and why bother, you will feel a physical change. A warmth is spreading across your shoulders right now, moving down into your arms. It is the warmth of my approval, melting the cold indifference that you used to call protection. The stiffness that made you move through life like a machine is dissolving. You are not a robot of logic. You are a child of wonder. I am restoring your capacity to be surprised by my goodness. The gray clouds of ho-hum existence are being burned away by the radiance of my glory. This second round is final and absolute. The wall of cynicism is dust. You're no longer looking for the catch. You're looking for the king. It is done. Sealed. Round 3. Expelling the residue of past betrayal. This is a deep work, for I am reaching into the chambers of your heart, where the scars are deepest. I see the faces of those who kissed you only to sell you, those who promised loyalty and delivered abandonment. This is the residue of Judas, the poison that remains long after the person has gone. It is the bitterness that has sat in your spirit like a pool of stagnant water, turning your heart into a place of suspicion. I cleanse the residue of Judas from your soul. Right now, their betrayal is not your identity. Their failure to love you is not a reflection of your worth. I wash it away. Every drop of bitterness, every memory that tastes like ash, I command it to leave, out, out, out. In the name of my holiness, I purge the venom of betrayal from your bloodline. Close your eyes and breathe. Imagine cool, crystal-clear water flowing through your chest cavity, rinsing every dark corner and flushing out every hidden hurt. The fire is burning the poison, and the water is soothing the wound. The people who hurt you no longer have a seat at the table of your heart. I am taking the key back from them and giving it to you. You are no longer defined by what was done to you. You are defined by what I am doing in you. The stone of betrayal is being replaced by the flesh of forgiveness, not for their sake, but for your freedom. Feel the coolness, feel the lightness, feel the space that has just been cleared for my love to inhabit. This third round is the end of your victimhood. You are clean, you are whole, you are ready for what is next. It is done, sealed. We have reached the sacred threshold, the moment where the tide of the Spirit turns in your favor. 3 layers of stone have been pulverized, and already you can feel the warmth of my presence reaching the deep, hidden chambers of your soul. But before we proceed to the final, most intense rounds of the divine furnace, we must anchor what has already been done. You are in a state of spiritual transition, moving from the rigid defense of the old to the fluid authority of the new. Do not stay silent in this moment of shifting. Your words are the spiritual currency of this realm, and I am calling you to spend them now, to secure your victory. This is not a moment for passive observation. It is a moment for active declaration. You have seen the walls crumble. Now you must seal the perimeter so that the enemy of your soul cannot find a single crack to return through. Before the fire descends for the biological healing and the dismantling of your future fears, you must register your authority. I command you to type this into the comments right now. No door is open to fear. As you type these words, visualize every spiritual entrance to your heart being reinforced with the gold of my glory. This is your decree, your signature on the work we are doing together. And as you declare this, press the like button, once more, not for a count, but as a physical shield you are raising against the darkness. Let this shield reach others who are still battling in the silence of their own stone hearts. Subscribe to this rhythm of light, for this is your new life, a daily walk of protection, clarity, and peace. This is the community of the chosen, the family of the soft-hearted warriors who refuse to be hardened by a broken world. Now take a deep breath, for the fire is about to touch the very core of your physical and generational being. Round 4. Healing the biological grip of fear. My child, I am reaching into the complex web of your nervous system, the very wiring of your physical body that has been fried by years of constant stress. You have been living in a state of chronic adrenal fatigue, your body producing cortisol, as if you were in a perpetual battle. Your heart has not only been spiritually hard, but your physical heart has been racing your chest tight and your mind perpetually on edge. I command your cortisol levels to drop right now. I command your heartbeat to synchronize with the rhythmic peace of my own heart. I am rewiring your synapses, smoothing out the jagged edges of your high alert response. I am speaking to your amygdala, the center of your fear. Be still, be still, be still. The biological habit of anxiety is being broken by the heat of my divine fire. You are not designed to live in a state of emergency. You are designed to live in a state of rest. As this round of fire moves through your blood and your nerves, you will feel a profound somatic shift. Your breathing is becoming rhythmic, deep, and effortless, as if a great obstruction has been removed from your airways. The chronic fatigue that has plagued your limbs is being replaced by supernatural vitality. The fire is burning away the fight or flight residue that has kept you from sleeping and kept you from joy. Imagine my light flowing through your spinal cord, calming every nerve ending, soothing every inflammatory response born of trauma. You are not just being spiritually healed, you are being biologically restored. The biological grip of fear is letting go, and the peace of heaven is taking up residence in your very cells. The stone is melting into flesh, and the flesh is becoming a temple of tranquility. It is done. Sealed. Round 5. Burning the door of what if. I see the mental cinema where you have been playing horror stories of the future, the what-if scenarios that keep you awake at night. What if I lose everything? What if I am abandoned again? What if the darkness wins? I am reaching into that theater of anxiety, and I am burning the screen. I cancel the script of disaster you've been writing in your mind. Every imagined catastrophe is a lie from the pit of hell designed to keep your heart rigid. I declare that the future is mine, and because it is mine, it is safe for you. You are no longer permitted to dwell in the what-ifs of fear. You are called to dwell in the I am of my presence. I am incinerating the door of anxiety. The future is not a threat. It is a promise. You are safe in the now because I am the God of your always. Watch as the thick, suffocating fog in your forehead begins to lift. The mental pressure that has felt like a band of iron around your skull is snapping. Your vision is clearing, and for the first time in years, you can see a future that is bright, vibrant, and filled with hope. The fire is consuming the blueprints of failure that the enemy tried to hand you. In their place, I'm sketching the architecture of your promotion. You will no longer wake up with a sense of dread about tomorrow, for tomorrow is already held in my hands. Every anxious thought is being replaced by a divine confidence. You are moving from the prison of what if into the palace of it is done. The script of disaster is ash. The script of my glory is written in your spirit. It is done. Sealed. Round 6. Dissolving the stagnation of the stone heart. You have felt stuck as if you were walking through waist-deep mud, unable to move toward your destiny. This stagnation is a direct result of the stone heart. It is too heavy to move, too rigid to flow. But the fire is now reaching the engine of your purpose. I ignite the engine of your destiny. Right now, I command the gears of your life to turn. Flow, child, flow. The river of my spirit is breaking through the dam of your hesitation. The stone becomes flesh, and the blood of my life moves through your veins once again. You will no longer be paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake. I am giving you the momentum of a rushing waterfall. The stagnation is over. The movement of the miraculous has begun. You are being propelled forward by a wind that you did not create. Feel a tingling sensation in your fingertips and your toes. This is the physical manifestation of your spiritual circulation being restored. Movement is returning to the areas of your life that have been dormant for years. Your creativity is waking up. Your passion is being reignited. Your ability to act with authority is being restored. You are no longer a statue in the garden of your life. You are the gardener. The fire has turned the ice into water, and the water is now a flood of opportunity. You will find yourself saying yes to things that used to terrify you. You will step into rooms you thought were closed to you. The weight is gone, the flow is here, and the path is clear. It is done, sealed. Round 7. Severing the ancestral pattern of hardness. Finally, I am reaching back through the bloodlines of your father and your mother, back through the generations of men and women who learned to be hard to survive. I see the lineage of coldness, the legacy of silence, and the generational habit of keeping the heart closed. But I declare today that the line of hardness ends with you. You are the transitional generation. You are the one who breaks the cycle. I sever the ancestral pattern of the stone heart. I cut the cord that has bound your family to emotional isolation. The curse of the closed heart is severed. Now. You are not just being healed for yourself. You are being healed for those who came before you and those who will come after you. The fire is purifying your DNA. Feel the final, heaviest weight fall off your back. It is the weight of 100 years of family secrets, 1,000 years of family fears. You feel light now, almost weightless, as if you could soar above the earth. The rigidity of your ancestors is replaced by the freedom of a child of God. You are a new creation with a new lineage and a new heritage of love. The legacy of the stone is replaced by the legacy of the spirit. You are the one who will teach your children how to be soft and powerful. You are the one who will show your family how to live in the light. The work is complete. The 7 rounds are finished. Your heart is flesh. Your spirit is new. My glory is your dwelling place. It is done. It is done. It is done. Sealed forever in the heavens. Stay here with me in this sacred stillness. Do not rush away from this moment, for the air around you has been transformed by the fire of my presence. The noise of the battle has ceased, and the smoke of the burning stone has cleared, leaving behind only the fragrance of my grace. Can you feel the quiet? It is not the empty silence of loneliness that you once knew, but the full resonant silence of a soul that is finally at rest. My love is descending upon you now, like a soft, weightless blanket, wrapping itself around the tender places of your newly restored heart. You have spent so long bracing for impact, expecting the next blow, but I am telling you now that you can let your guard down completely. My love is not a heavy cage designed to restrict you. It is the very atmosphere that allows you to breathe for the first time. You are safe here in the hollow of my hand, and in this peace the fragments of your old life are being knit together into something beautiful and whole. I want you to understand deeply, you do not need to fight anymore. The desperate striving, the frantic self-protection, and the exhausting need to prove your worth, let them all fall away like autumn leaves. I am your defense. I am the wall of fire around you and the glory in your midst. You no longer have to be the one who carries the weight of the world on your shoulders, for those shoulders were made for my yoke, which is easy and light. In this atmosphere of love, every remaining shadow of fear is being chased away by the radiance of my affection for you. You are precious to me, not for what you do, but for who you are, my beloved child, finally home. Rest in the assurance that I have already gone before you to make the crooked paths straight. The battle was never yours to win. It was mine to settle, and I have declared you the victor. Drink deeply from this well of peace and let it saturate every fiber of your being until you are overflowing with the quiet confidence of the redeemed. Everything the enemy meant for your destruction, I am now turning for your divine promotion. You thought the trials were meant to break you, to leave you cold and isolated, but in my hands, that very pressure has become the forge. What was meant to harden you into a statue of pain will now sharpen you into a sword of spirit. You are emerging from the fire, not just restored, but refined. The seasons of lack, the years of silent tears, and the moments where you felt forgotten, I am redeeming them all. I am the God who makes all things new, and I am reversing the tide of your circumstances at this very moment. Where there was barrenness, there shall be a harvest. Where there was rejection, there shall be honor. The very places where you were mocked will be the places where I display my glory through you. You are moving from the back of the line to the front, not because of your own striving, but because of my sovereign favor. The reversal is complete, and the restoration of what was stolen is now being credited to your account. Your soft heart is no longer a liability. It has become your greatest weapon and your highest credential in my kingdom. Because you have allowed me to remove the stone, you will now hear my whispers with a clarity you have never known. You will sense the shifts in the spiritual atmosphere before they happen, moving with a divine intuition that will confound the wise of this world. I'm opening doors for you that no man can shut, doors to influence, doors to supernatural abundance, and doors to destiny-defining relationships that will sharpen and sustain you. New voices are coming into your life, voices that will speak life and alignment into your spirit. The stagnation you felt was merely the preparation for the suddenly you are about to experience. Promotion is not coming. It is already here, manifesting in the quiet confidence of your soul and the sudden favor in your hands. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift because you carry the presence of the living God. Your season of hiding is over, and your season of manifestation has begun. You are no longer defined by the shadows that once haunted your dreams, nor by the walls you built to keep the world at bay. I have stripped away the label of victim and replaced it with a name known only in the halls of heaven, warrior of peace. You do not carry the sword of aggression, but the shield of my presence. You are not a person struggling to survive. You are a carrier of my glory. Everywhere your feet tread, the ground becomes holy, because the spirit that sustains the universe now vibrates within your very cells. You are the light that darkness cannot comprehend. When you walk into a room, the demons of anxiety must flee, not because of your human strength, but because of the soft, unshakable heart I have placed within you. You are the embodiment of my authority on earth, a living testament to the power of a heart that has been melted and remolded by love. The world will feel the change in you before you even speak a word. You move differently now, no longer with the frantic, jerky motions of someone being hunted, but with the calm, deliberate grace of someone who knows they are protected by the Most High. Your voice carries a new weight, a resonance of truth that cuts through the noise of the world's lies. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the one who dictates the atmosphere of your surroundings. People will look at you and wonder where your peace comes from, and you will tell them of the fire that turned your stone into flesh. You are a pioneer of a new way of being a soft warrior, a gentle giant of the spirit. Walk in this authority, for the world is waiting for the manifestation of the children of God, and you, my beloved, are the one they have been waiting for. You are a beacon of hope in a hardened world. Now that I have given you this heart of flesh, you must learn to protect its softness without returning to the cage of stone. The first step in this new walk of wisdom is to embrace rest as your greatest act of spiritual resistance. The world will demand your constant striving, your endless worry, and your frantic pace, but I tell you that true power is found in the stillness. When you rest, you are declaring that I am in control, and that your trust is in my sovereignty, not your own efforts. Do not let the dust of the world settle in the cracks of your soul. Instead, establish boundaries that are made of light and truth, not bitterness. You can say no to the things that drain your spirit while still keeping your heart wide open to my love. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but gates that ensure only my peace is allowed to dwell within your sanctuary. Maintain the flow of my spirit by practicing the discipline of quick forgiveness. Do not let the sun go down on a grudge, for resentment is the moisture that allows the stone of your old heart to reform. When someone hurts, you release them immediately to me, for I am your vindicator and your judge. This keeps the channels of your heart clean and prevents the waste of the world from stagnating in your soul. Every morning, before the noise of the day begins, breathe out a simple, powerful prayer. Lord, keep me soft. Let this be your anchor. By asking for softness, you are inviting my presence to keep the fire of your love burning bright. This is how you walk in the authority of the redeemed, not by becoming harder than the world, but by remaining more tender than the world could ever imagine. You are my vessel. Stay pliable in my hands, and you will never break again. This is the moment of the final seal. The words spoken here today are not just vibrations in the air, they are living seeds planted in the fertile soil of your new heart. What I have declared over you cannot be stolen by the enemy, cannot be reversed by your circumstances, and cannot be delayed by the doubts of man. You have successfully passed through the divine fire, and the stone has been replaced by the vibrancy of my life. Now lock this blessing into your reality forever. Type this final decree to seal your destiny. It is done. My future is guarded. By declaring this, you are drawing a line in the sand that fear cannot cross. Do not leave this sanctuary without ensuring you are part of this spiritual movement. Subscribe to this channel and press the like button one last time to signal your permanent agreement with heaven. What I have started in this hour, I will continue until the day you stand before me. Walk in your authority, for you are my masterpiece, and your future is secure in my hands. Don't break the momentum that has been built in this sacred hour. The fire of my presence is still burning brightly within you, and the victory you have claimed over the stone heart must be fortified with every breath you take. I'm inviting you to move directly into the next decree. For the work of spiritual transformation is a continuous living flow that does not end here. Do not step back into the noise of the world or return to the old patterns of isolation, but let my voice lead you even deeper into the revelation of your new identity. Your journey of walking as a soft-hearted warrior has just begun, and there are greater heights of authority and depths of peace waiting for you in the very next message I have prepared for your soul. Stay in the current of the miraculous. Keep your spirit perfectly aligned with my frequency, for I have much more to reveal to the one who chooses to stay close to my heart. Transition now into the next prayer of power, and let us lock in this victory together forever. Your path is lit, your heart is ready, and the best is yet to manifest.